Ready, Carmen? Okay, so we'll go ahead and start the January 14th, 2026 Stormwater Management Board. Do we have to do the swearing in first or do roll call?
Carmen, can you give us an update on?
So Brittany is our new Stormwater Board member.
Okay,
Brittany Collins, and Jenny has prepared her oath of office, but it has not been completed yet. We just realized that today that it had not yet been done. So we don't have Richard's signature, but the board appointments were done back in December at the council meeting.
okay.
And then paperwork, she's completed all of her paperwork. It's just the oath of office got skipped.
Was that maybe documented in the council meeting by chance?
In the minutes,
Or at least, was it on the record?
as far as,
Richard appointing her,
yes, yeah.
as long as, I'm good, I think, as long as it's on the record.
Certainly. It was
And
December 16th minutes. Let me see if I can pull them. We just approved those last night. So that one was directly appointed. Oh. Hold on.
Try the 22nd.
No, it's in there, but
It is.
you later say that the president would wait to appoint the president's appointments. That's probably why it was still on the agenda for January. Let me look at the. If it was an executive appointment, then you might have to figure that out. It is an executive appointment.
okay, well, we can still proceed with the two that we have. Just not be able to vote yet. But otherwise, we can proceed.
Yeah, nice things.
It's not an official meeting.
I don't think if it was a critical situation, I'd say yes, and Richard wasn't available, but I don't find it to be critical, and it's better since it's his appointment.
Okay.
Yeah.
So roll call
Right.
Jamie Dine
Here.
and Mike Hendrickson.
here.
All right, we have a quorum.
Next, we have the approval of minutes. Any questions, concerns?
Oh,
Do I hear a motion to accept the minute?
I'll make a motion to accept the minute.
I'll second it. Jamie and then me.
Jamie Dine,
Yes.
Mike Hendrickson.
Yes.
All right, passed 2-0.
We can't do that. Do I do the reorganization thing tonight?
Yes, I would go ahead and do that.
Okay.
And that you just need to appoint a president and vice president.
So we have reorganization, so is there a motion for president?
I would make a motion for Mike Hendrickson to be president.
I'll second it. Jamie and Mike?
Jamie Dine,
Yes.
Mike Hendrickson.
Yes.
All right, passed 2-0.
And also for vice president? A roll call?
All right, Jamie Dine,
Yes.
Mike Hendrickson.
Yes.
All right, passed 2-0.
Oh, I didn't make the motion.
Would that, I was about to
Alright.
say, would that be in the same whole family or?
I'll make a motion that Jamie Dine be approved as the vice president.
Okay, I'll second that motion. I'll assume the role.
Jamie Dine,
Yes.
Mike Hendrickson?
Yes.
All right, passed 2-0.
Voucher packet, January 14, 2026.
So then. Anyone have any questions on the voucher packet?
I didn't see anything when I went through it. Did you have something?
No.
Okay.
Have to make a motion on that.
For the voucher packet, yes.
Yeah. Make a motion to, or can I get a motion to
Yeah.
accept the voucher packet?
I'll make a motion to approve the voucher packet.
I'll second it.
Jamie Dine,
Yes.
Mike Hendrickson?
Yes.
2-0.
Financial report.
So for the stormwater, let me go, so you guys can see it here. Okay, so our current fund balance is $1,170,381.66. The revenue month to date is $73,533.12. The total dispersed this month was $262,619.81. And then the stormwater account was able to gain $2,688.42 of interest from the bank this month.
Okay. Do I need to do the approval of that as well? No? Okay. Next would be new business, or I'm sorry, old business?
I don't have any.
No, you don't have any questions on
Mm-mm.
for old business right now? So I have potentially just one in our old business that we had previously. Carmen, you talked about the vac truck. And I think that was discussed a little bit last night. So just have a couple questions on that, I think coming out of the gate, last night it was approved for the town council at 550,000. But I know that we had said that it was going to be like coming out of the three bodies, right? The water, storm and stuff. And that it was going to be like 750, but it got approved for 550. So does that get divvied up equally then between the three, or how is that going to work now?
So the way that we budgeted was to split the piece of equipment between the three. And that's what you all, this body approved, was the budget for your portion, which would have been the 250. My assumption is that we would split that between the three.
Okay.
Not that each utility is going to use this piece of equipment equally, but it just was, instead of figuring out, okay, the percentage that water is going to use it versus sewer in that, that's where we split it a third. And then for Jamie and for Brittany, so what he's talking about is it's a Vector truck. So it will assist with projects such as water digs, sewer repairs, and stormwater digs. So anything that has to do with getting into the ground. It can be used for what's called hydro excavation, where they use water to kind of cut the dirt and to help make cleaner cuts and be able to get to the infrastructure a lot easier and quicker with little damage. And then the big discussion was, can sewer and water both use it? Because it's a vacuum. So it's a vacuum, but it can also jet. So it can suck up stuff and it can push it back out. So obviously when we're working with sanitary, we have to be careful because of contamination. And so there was a big discussion about cleaning the equipment afterwards and making sure all the hoses and valves and, either having separate attachments, but then also just making sure we get that cleaned. And we were able to clear that with IDEM, the Department of Environmental Management, that we can use one truck to work both in water and sewer. It's just we have to make sure we decontaminate after we have a sanitary dig. So, but it's something that the town has had a Vactor truck for quite a long time. It's a hydraulic and it's a hydraulic type truck. So we're having a lot of hydraulic issues. It doesn't work right now. So we're just getting to where these bigger pieces of equipment have a longer, what you'll hear is asset life or their longevity. But we've had this truck, and actually we were talking about Alan Whitaker earlier. He helped us acquire the one that we have, and got it for a really, really good price. And so for us to go buy something new it's a big purchase for the town. But I know that the Public Works guys really appreciate it and can't wait to use it. And we were able to talk with 3 different companies, and I attended 2 of the demos of 2 of the 3 companies we talked to. Of course, it's way above my head and all the bells and whistles and all the things I was amazed to see what the equipment does. But they also, one of the things that our guys made sure to do in the due diligence and looking for a new piece of the new vac truck was to take it out on a repair that they needed to make.
Mhm.
So they were actually were able to use it and kind of train with the owner or the rep of the company to kind of make sure, is this what we want? What are the pros? What are the cons? And then, like I said, they were able to ask for the council's approval to purchase the one last night for $550,000. We went big because we just didn't know how much it would cost. So pretty exciting. So hopefully what they say we probably wouldn't get it till May. So.
But I think it was expressed last night that, it's good for the town, but it's something that's going to last the town for at least, they said 20 years at least.
It's usually about a 15 to 20 year asset life.
Yeah,
It's not something that probably will get used every day, but still something that is needed for the town.
Mhm.
So.
Great. Thank you.
That's all that I had on that.
Mm-mm.
New business, that'd be Carmen, right?
Yeah, I don't have anything, but I do want to give you a heads up. So in your fund balance, you'll see and in the voucher packet, you did see an expenditure for your what's called the depreciation fund. But if you look at your fund balance, you do not see a new fund created. So for our water and our sewer, we have what we've called improvement funds, or we can call it a depreciation fund. So basically, we try to keep in our operating budget what it will cost to run said utility or said department. And then we project based off of last year's expenditures, we kind of project an overage of, say we collect this much in revenue, our expenditures are X. If there's a positive balance, we try to move that into a savings account. So into an improvement fund, or you'll hear our financial consultant call it a depreciation fund, to where we can kind of just bank that money to where when we need to go buy a piece of equipment, we could maybe use that money to pay cash for it. If we have an unexpected repair that we need to make and we weren't budgeting for, we have some money sitting in the savings account. So the 2025 depreciation amount was like $262,000 that was to be put into our savings account. We're working with Stone Municipal, our advisor, to help us get those set up. And then his goal was to have the 2026 depreciation amount moved here in January. So we're coming up on 2 weeks left of January. So that'll be a to-do to make sure he helps us get that done. In addition, there's something called, I never remember exactly how this works, but you'll hear the term pilot, which is payment in lieu of taxes. So if we were a utility like Johnson County REMC, now that might not be a perfect example because do they pay taxes? Okay, so they pay taxes. They're a utility. They're a company that pays taxes. We don't. The town is tax exempt, and our utilities are tax exempt as well. But we kind of treat it as what would their taxes be if they were, say, an REMC or a Duke or another type of utility. And so the financial consultant comes up with a figure of what the taxes would have been if we were a paying taxing entity. Is that right?
Yeah.
And then that money then goes and is transferred from said utility into our town's general fund, where we collect all of our other property taxes. So you'll hear the term pilot, payment in lieu of taxes. It's an acronym, alphabet soup. And so those funds, I couldn't find it real quick. I was trying to find the exact amount. I couldn't find where there was a voucher showing for that, but those were to have been transferred as well. And then those monies will go into the general fund. It wasn't a huge amount off the top of my head for stormwater. Do you have that, Mike?
Well, I need for 25, it was 17,823,
Okay.
which you took out.
Oh, we did? Okay.
Uh-huh.
I couldn't find it real
And
quick.
then for 26, if you're gonna take that out in January here,
Yep.
then that's 16,716.
Okay. Was it taken? Okay.
So
The
the
balls aren't finding it on
the
this.
17,823 was done on this last statement, and then the 224 from the depreciation fund was also done. And so for 26, it's 263,170.
Okay. There you go. So
Is that being paid on a monthly or annual basis?
the way that Adam explained it, it was gonna be done on an annual basis. And that he typically likes to have those done at the beginning of the year. So we did not get those done until December of 2025 for 2025. Still not seeing that 17,000 on there, but if it's on there, I trust you.
Yeah, I got it right here. too.
Okay, but I didn't have any other updates for you all. Do you have any questions for me?
I guess then, I mean, kind of going on top of that, what you were talking about, the transfer in, transfer out thing on the appropriation report kind of showed it with one that didn't have a budget on it when what was the number? 6,600 027,400.000. It doesn't have a current as it being a budgeted thing, but that's where we got the money taken out of. On that, it's up at the top on page 1, probably about the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, about 6th or 7th line down.
Oh, the transfer out?
Yeah, it got transferred out, but there was no budget in the current.
Right. There's nothing that shows that it pulls it back in. So
Right.
that's what I'm saying is on your fund report, you will
Okay.
now start to see 2 different funds. I'm saying there's 3 right now. So there'll be a 4th one. It'll be your depreciation or improvement fund. And then that's like the savings account. So similar, and you, Mike, you've probably seen this, but with water and sewer, again, they're called improvement funds. So you'll see one more fund on here in the future that'll be that savings account.
So, okay. And then the capital thing still shows up. The capital, what is that?
Capital projects,
Yeah,
that one right now, it doesn't, well,
it shows, is that like 250,000?
that'll be for next, this is last year's information.
All right.
So hopefully we'll get the budget loaded and for For February, you'll still see some 2025 expenditures, but then you'll see 2026. So we're in this transition.
So will those first 5 or 6 numbers kind of go away? Off there, because those are the old numbers?
Talking about, and if you look at those, if you look at the first, not just, oh, I see where they added new appropriation numbers. We added department codes this last year. And so if you look down and you see the first 4 numbers are 6600, the next 3 is the department. So the first 3 are the fund, or first 4 are the fund. The next 3 numbers are the department that we've assigned. So one of the things Jenny and I talked to, since we don't use those old appropriation numbers,
Right.
not to delete them because
Okay.
they're tied to previous year's data, but
Okay,
a way to kind of hide them in our current year because we don't use them.
okay.
But I'm curious, I'll have to ask the Stone folks why they created appropriation numbers when we already had them for
Oh, no.
the pilot and
Right.
for.
So it's done twice. Yeah.
Take out the new budget, you can put do not use.
Right,
Mhm.
and that's, well, and I just don't want it to muddy up.
Right.
the report. So
won't
there's like a
show up.
little, okay, perfect.
It won't show up.
Yeah, that's what we did talk about that.
Okay.
But I'll have to go back and ask why there were new appropriation numbers created when we already had them created.
Okay.
And then, like I said, I don't, so that revenue actually showing in the fund balance.
Yeah.
So.
Thank you. MS4 coordinator, Brian?
So if you, just to remind you, my name is Brian Kramer, do all the MS4 stuff. So what I do is I go around to all these job sites and make sure they're clean and silt fences the best they can upright. And some other things like mud on the road, so look for things like that. And if there's any spills, I make sure the contractor cleans it up. So some of the things I've been seeing this past month from like the apartments over there, like next to Saddlebrook. I've been seeing a lot of trash flowing around. The dumpster has been overflowing, so I had to get on that place at least every week to get on their trash. The guy, I had to actually write him like 2 violations for his trash because he wasn't getting it on time. So that's the apartments over by Saddlebrook. Culver's, they're getting better about their site. They've had some things that they've been improving on for the environmental side of things. Redwood and Briar Creek, which are on the other side of 31, they're kind of dealing with the same trash being full, but they usually have at least 3 times a week a contractor come in and exchange out dumpsters. So they've been on top of it, but the apartment complexes on the other side of Saddlebrook are the ones that I'm having issues with. And then I've also had one spill, which was like a little it was like hydraulic fluid, which that was over in Center Street. That was from Best Way. But they sent out their crew that same day to lay down floor dry and sweep it up. It wasn't huge spills, like probably the size of a little bit bigger than a basketball, but it was leaking off their truck. So, so I had to make sure they cleaned that mess up. Then the last thing is every year I got to do a yearly report to Indiana Department of Environmental Management, and I had to explain how many sites I've visited, what some of the things I've seen on the sites, and how they've corrected them. So I had to give like a yearly breakdown of what I'm seeing. And then once the officials down at the state level see it, they read through it and then they approve it. So since we are MS4 community, which I can give you more breakdown of all these different acronym abbreviations. But since we're MS4 community, we have to report to Indiana Department of Environmental Management, which is IDEM. So every year I gotta do like a yearly report in order for us to comply with their state rules. So I have to have that done by April 1st.
Mhm.
And which I usually get the draft to Carmen by like March 1st. So she can look it over, and then midway through March, I have to have Richard Hill sign it. So, which is our town council president. Other than that, I haven't had anything else. Other than the construction sites and doing my yearly report. Did you guys have a question?
Okay, I
Thank
don't-
you. Mm-mm.
Yeah, I can get you more details later of all the things I do, if that helps.
Did you bring the
Oh, yeah,
thing
yeah, I'll do that.
for her?
Put it in the blanket.
I brought this. This is right there. It's just the stormwater ordinance.
Thank you so much.
It's like 59 pages. And
Yeah, if you want something to help fall asleep.
there's some definitions in there too, so if you don't, you can always email me or call me,
Okay.
but
Appreciate it.
it'll kind of give you a breakdown of what that is, so
Thank
Okay. Thank you,
that's all I have.
thank you.
Thank you.
So any comments or questions from the audience? No? Anybody online? No. I guess I'll go ahead and adjourn the meeting, right?
Thank you.